There are so many great apps for Instagram, and in this video I'm going to give you the best ones. From feed posts to scheduling your stories to reels, I've got the best Instagram apps for you to try. On this channel I talk a lot about Instagram, personal branding, and other social media platforms, practical advice to look good online. If those topics interest you, I'd love to have you around here a little more often. Maybe even consider subscribing and hitting that bell to be notified when I post next. Now let's talk about the best apps for Instagram right now. Today I'm in Merida, and the question comes from Amy, who asks, Phil, what are the best apps you recommend for Instagram? Such a good question, Amy. Thank you for asking. I'm going to break down my favorites. I use a bunch of different apps, and I've tried most of the apps out there. I've tried them because I've got a course called Instagram Mastery where I recommend a whole bunch of different apps for different purposes. That course helps creators improve their strategy on all pillars of the platform: feed, stories, IGTV, live, and even reels. I've included a promo code below for 50% off that course. My way of saying thanks for hanging out with me today if you're interested. I've tried many different apps so that you don't have to, and here are my 5 favorite apps and tools that might be worth exploring for your brand and your strategy. Let's start with an app to plan your content. Planning ahead means spending less time actually posting, freeing up more time to engage and analyze your performance. That's important. I don't personally schedule my Instagram posts. I prefer to have more control in the moment of that post that goes out. But I do plan my posts ahead of time. And the tool I use for that one is app number 1, Preview. I love the clean interface and the ability to save my captions offline and move my feed design around until I'm happy. And I love doing this directly from my phone. I'm actually going to show you. So I save my brand colors on my camera roll under favorites so they're easily accessible, and I color block my feed by adding those colors as temporary posts in the planning process. This helps remind me what colors to try and post on my feed to stay on brand. It's not an exact science, but that's how I do it, and it works great for me. I can chip away at planning my Instagram feed even if I'm offline, on a plane, for example. Really handy, really simple. And a runner-up app for me that I would say, yeah, it would come in second place would be Later. But I don't like the app as much as I love Preview. I also love the blog of Later better than the app itself. If you're looking for Instagram tips and strategy, definitely check out their blog. It is awesome. Preview is my go-to app for planning your feed ahead of time, and I will link to that below. Now let's move on to photo editing and establishing your aesthetic to stay on brand. If I had to narrow it down to one, that is going to be app number 2, Lightroom by Adobe. When I need to retouch a photo, this is the app that I open. It's a popular choice for editing and adding presets or filters to your photos to achieve a certain look. You can do it directly from your phone instead of needing to do it from a computer, or if you're like me and you prefer a bigger screen and more controls, you can opt to do it on a computer. Here's what I like most about Lightroom. This app keeps the quality of your photo. Other popular choices often reduce the quality, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if your photos are just going on Instagram, but I always try to avoid that if possible. Presets are also available for purchase by many creators so that you don't have to worry about creating the style you want to achieve from scratch. This is really helpful. It can be overwhelming, but this app is definitely my favorite. If I had to choose a runner-up in this case, that would be the very popular VSCO or VSCOcam. It's another photo editing app used by many creators. I would also throw in there Snapseed. That's another popular one. If Lightroom and VSCO had a child, it would be Snapseed. A good bet might be downloading all 3 of these and seeing which one you like for yourself. Let's move along and talk about creating graphic elements in carousels. That is obviously going to be app number 3, Canva. Now, I'm sure you know about this one. I've mentioned it in many other videos. It's available on desktop and on mobile, and this is my go-to graphic design tool. Even as a professional, right? I love this app. For years, I've been designing graphics in Photoshop, but in Canva, it excites me because it's browser-based and it's democratizing graphic design in an exciting way. I love to be able to create a template here, and then I can use it for all different posts down the road. I'm actually going to show you that as well. If you follow me on Instagram, you might see a few of these posts as being familiar. When I post a graphic element like a quote, a video thumbnail, or even a carousel, I have a handful of templates in Canva that I start with, and then I customize them from there. I also pay extra for Canva Pro to be able to host my brand colors and brand fonts directly in the program itself, and that's really helpful. Canva is definitely my favorite, but if you ask for a runner-up graphic design tool, I've got a few. The first one would be Over. This is another graphic design tool that is worth checking out if you ask me specifically about creating carousels on Instagram. That app for that would be Scroll, spelled SCRL. It allows you to create a seamless post for Instagram's carousel feature so that you're able to create panoramas and layouts for Instagram. So that's graphic design covered. Let's move on to the next app. This is my go-to video editing app. App number 4, InShot. Now, I knew about this app a long time ago, but I didn't actually start using it until very recently. In fact, the launch of Instagram Reels. It's really simple and it's really easy to edit video without a watermark, I should note. Many free apps allow you to edit, but then they don't let you save it without a watermark, which is a drag, but not InShot. In fact, this app is so easy that I find myself editing video on my phone. When I used to use a computer, now I'm using my phone because this program is intuitive and it's awesome. It's amazing how much you can do. I'm gonna show you how it looks. Here's an Instagram reel I edited recently. I kept the clip to only 15 seconds, but there are so many great features here: volume, speed, text, music, and sound effects. I use this one a lot, and I send tracks that I download from my computer. InShot is so powerful and intuitive. If you haven't started using it yet, when you do, you're gonna love it. I know it. And if I had to choose a runner-up in this case, it would be Film, spelled with 2 M's. This app is for iOS, and it's purely for video. It gives you access to color grading filters, light effects, transitions. You can also adjust the size of the video, which is cool. And if that sounds interesting to you, I recommend checking it out on your iPhone. Now let's move on to my final app recommendation in this video. This one is going to help you measure your success on Instagram. App number 5, Ninjalytics. This is an app and a website. It allows you to see your stats on your account as well as your competitors. I've got it downloaded on my phone, so let's take a closer look together. I've opened the app and I'm typing in my handle. It will take a second to load your analytics. After analyzing your account, you're going to be able to see things like engagement rate. Mine is low right now because I've been spending more time uploading on YouTube instead of Instagram lately. Kind of enjoying the break. You can see follower growth, profile growth, statistics, and lots of other stuff. You can pay more for more data, like most apps, but it's incredible how much you can see for free, and that's why I love this app. There you have it, my 5 favorite apps for Instagram. I'd love to hear from you now. What app are you most excited to try? Are you using any of these already? And do you have a favorite that I didn't include on the list? Let's add that to the list below by commenting below. I'd love to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe for more videos like this one here on YouTube, where I talk about branding, personal branding, social media strategy, and practical advice to look good online. Next, I'm linking you through to some useful videos on Instagram, hacks to up your game and improve your strategy. I'm Phil Pallen. Thanks for watching, and those videos are coming up next.